SouthSide Machine 1402 frame connectors for the 1979 to 2004 Ford Mustang are marketed as subframe connectors, but they are truly far beyond a simple frame connector, far beyond in design and far beyond in performance. Follow along to learn the features of these connectors that will totally change and improve the performance handling of your Mustang. Typical subframe connectors are designed to overlap the front subframe by a few inches, and then overlap the rear subframe by a few inches as well. These types of connectors are attached by either a bolt-on method or by welding. Let's discuss these two methods and the aspects of each. The bolt-on style is a relatively simple method that allows a mechanic with basic tools to complete the installation. The downside to this method is that by product design, you are drilling through the side of the vehicle subframe with a clearance-sized drill bit, allowing the installation of the assembly hardware. This allows for movement between the assembled components and the bolts used to attach them. This movement will quickly increase as your car is put through the stress of hard launches or cornering in an autocross course. Even the stress of typical road conditions, like a set of uneven tracks at a rail crossing, will twist and torque the bolted assembly, weakening the connection more every time the car is driven. The welding method is better than the bolt-on, assuming that the weld is properly applied. And this is a huge gray area as to whether it is properly welded. Many home installers that think they can weld are not nearly as good as they think they are. As the result, their welding efforts are actually doing more harm than good. Just because someone can make it stick together doesn't make it right. A weld that is too cold will provide a bond of any strength, and a weld that is too hot will undercut and temper weaken all components, including the steel of the factory subframe. And that's assuming that the factory subframe is still in good condition. Traditional frame connectors are so weak in their function that some manufacturers try to compensate for this lack of structural integrity by adding extra brackets to the bolts that hold your seats in the car. Talk about treating a symptom rather than the disease. So let's talk about the real solution. The SouthSide Machine 1402 frame connectors are far more than all others in that they are not connecting the subframes at all. In fact, they bypass the factory subframes and are basically bridging from the back of the vehicle's K-member all the way down to the lower control arm torque box at the rear of the vehicle. This is done with a simple bolt-in assembly that utilizes the factory hole locations. The SouthSide Machine 1402 includes replacement high-strength bolts to attach to the K-member chassis mount, and then ties to the rear axle torque box, bridging strong point to strong point, strength to strength. No drilling, no welding, no clearance holes to elongate, no inadequate welds to weaken your chassis. SouthSide Machine's 1402 frame connectors are like no other, tying your Mustang chassis together with a bridging frame assembly that provides a track-proven performance advantage. Order yours today at SouthSideMachine.com.